Yeah, it's a tough industry now. There's a lot of different independent promotions. I guess the first thing is to make sure you're well trained. You've gone to a credible trainer, someone who's worked in the business, and you're not just being recruited by some backyard promotion. So first and foremost, get proper training. Through accredited school. So something like Ohio Valley or something. Where my brother Bruce ran a really good training camp years ago. Hart Brothers Pro Wrestling, which has unfortunately kind of disbanded, I guess, after around 2003 or 4. And then I guess from there, just try and get as much experience as possible. Work with some experienced guys, and you need experience. You need that exposure to get better, and that's tough. Because a lot of times you have to have a regular job just to support yourself and pay your bills, and then try and wrestle on weekends, and and hopefully you're making enough to at least break even and cover your travel and hotel costs. And, you certainly can't be doing it for nothing, right? So again, I think it's really important you're working for a fairly credible promotion, and that you are getting paid to wrestle. If you're just basically wrestling for experience, but you're not getting paid, then it's probably not a credible promotion, and you're being exploited or taken advantage of, just to perform in the ring. So make sure it's a credible promotion, and you negotiate with the promoter what you're going to get paid, and you have to kind of know your spot. If you're a guy that's been around a few years and you're a credible worker, you have a right to ask a certain salary or a minimum guarantee. Otherwise, I wouldn't work. And I think the promoter, if they realize your value and what you're going to add to the show, they'll pay you properly. So the best other advice I can give you is you're going to wrestle, you have to look the part. And too many guys I see in the ring don't even have proper gear. They don't have tights or trunks or wrestling boots. And, it's and I know that all costs money. It's an investment you have to make. But if you're going to perform in the ring, you have to look like a real wrestler, and, you have to invest in good boots and gear, and most of that you have to order from the States. There might be a few places in Canada, but I think most of the better places are in the States, but get some proper boots and trunks and gear. So you look the part of a wrestler, not somebody who's going in the ring wearing sweatpants and runners, and if you don't look the part, no matter how well you perform in the ring, you're never going to have that credibility. And then invest in a good robe or jacket. And I guess there it's important. You're getting something that complements your name, your persona, and then come up with some kind of an identity that's going to be your name, and that is your style or trademark in the ring, basically. But come up with something that's original, not too cliched, and maybe work with your promoters and experienced guys, and get some advice from them, about what a suitable name is. But make sure it's not a copy or rip off from somebody else. But if you're going to invest in it, make sure it's yours, it's your original trademark, and then go with that. And then I guess from there, just try and get as much exposure as possible, and try and work for some of the more legitimate promotions. There are good ones on the West Coast. There's a couple here in Calgary and Edmonton where you can work for, and then I think quite a few decent independents in Ontario and Quebec where you can work for, at least in Canada. And then I guess from there, see if you can get booked in Japan, where you can get some major exposure, and it really looks good on your resume if you can say you've worked for New Japan or All Japan, and then eventually send together a tape, a compilation of some of your best matches that you've filmed, and send them out to some of the different promotions. Even WWE and AEW, they're always looking for new talent, and the best representation of your work is going to be videos of your matches that they see, so, and then, that's where they can really look at your potential rather than just a resume or an endorsement from another wrestler, but a video highlighting your best matches is going to be the best publicity for you. And that's the best advice I can give any wrestlers right now. And, you have a window of opportunity, I'd say, from your early 20s to your early 30s. And if after that time, you haven't gotten any major exposure, then I think you have to reconsider whether it's going to be a full-time profession for you or not, because you've probably passed your peak and that time frame, to get booked. And there are some exceptions, but I think you have that window of opportunity when you're pretty young and free of injuries, to establish yourself and get yourself over and and try and get booked by one of the major promotions.